at the beginning, I'm in this white room. There's nothing else around. I'm the solitary character, and then I'm very curious as to what this white room has to offer. And then at that point, different characters come in and they start pulling me in different directions. The audience would be following my character, and I would go through this journey.
Jennifer Muller's The White Room demonstrates the tremendous capacity of the human body to hold and convey authentic emotion through performance.
For me, it's essentially the contrast between innocence and almost purity and extreme calculation and manipulation and arrogance, right? And I almost see this as part of the conflict of our society at this point. In the spectrum of this, all the characters are on some kind of line on this spectrum between innocence and calculation. Right? Some of them are way up there in the calculation, and some of them are way down in the innocence level, and then there's some in between. But nobody, hopefully, no one in the piece is going to remain unaffected by the events that go down in the piece. Everybody is going to be changed in some way. And therefore, it's like this big macrame puzzle for me in my mind, you know, how it's going to come in and go out.
Muller harnesses the emotion of her dancers, inspiring the creative process. The movers are her muses.
Now throw. That's right, exactly, that's great. Right? Yeah, exactly, like, it's really cruel, it's really dismissive, right, you know? Huh? That's it, great. Because I'm inspired by who they are. I don't just create work based on steps. So I create work based on the individuals in my company. I have to be sparked imaginatively by them. And then sometimes I will use them to their best ability. Sometimes I like to push them in a direction they might not have gone yet. And sometimes I like to just see if I can increase what that great quality that I see is.
Working one-on-one with Jennifer in the studio, it's, you know, we could be working on something and I may not have any idea what it's about or where it is in the piece. And so as she's creating the movement or the gesture, she's talking about it, and she's always very verbal and vocal, and you know, and then we kind of do it together. She looks at it and she's like, no, it needs to be a little more, you know, something that's emoting, you know, it's a little softer, it's a little sadder, it's a little more angry, there's more frustration.
Whatever you feel, but you've got to be tense. This is a tense feel. I think this is a really tense feel. Right, exactly. Right, and then shake yourself out of it. Right, that's what it is.
Through her deep response workshops, Muller teaches the dancer methods to access authentic expression through movement.
Dancers are not trained to be emotional. That is why we do the workshops. I have to pull that out of them until they get comfortable with doing it.
Everything that I do, there has to be something behind it. It can't just be, you know, an arabesque. There's something more to it.
Something that comes from deep inside of yourself that you can then birth and source, just like a really good actor does. That happens by deep listening, and it happens by birthing the emotion so that it comes through you without effort.
Everyone has a relationship to every person, and it's different, and it has different levels, and it has different layers of intimacy and different ways of communicating, and I think it feels very natural for me.
very important for me that the work does try to communicate something that can affect change.
Fashioning a script through the dancer's movement, she calls on the audience to witness the basic foundation of personal innocence.
I know what's going to happen to them at the end. They're going to, sort of become what I am. And it's not necessarily something that I want to be. I'm ultimately looking for love in all that mess of things.
I have to face this evil, and that's my inner struggle, because I don't want to be part of this other world. I don't want to be jaded. I want to be confident and stay true to myself, and then hopefully I'll win, and I'll be able to conquer all this evil that's invaded my soul in a way.
And I believed, and I try very hard to retain looking at life through the eyes of a child, to have that kind of wonder about life, to have that kind of discovery in my own life, not to get jaded and to become an image of myself, but just to stay as authentic as I can.